The first section of questions asks us to solve the following systems graphically. Number 1 has the system 4y minus 8x equals 8 and 5y plus 40 equals negative 15x. The first thing we need to do when solving a system graphically is put the lines into y equals form, or to isolate y. So we can do that with each of our equations. For the red line, I would add 8x to both sides. And get 4y equals 8x plus 8. Then I would divide both sides by 4 to get y by itself. And I would end up with y equals 2x plus 2. To get y alone for my blue equation, I would start by subtracting 40 from both sides. And I would have 5y equals negative 15x minus 40. I would divide both sides by 5. And I would get y equals negative 3x minus 8. Now that I have both equations in y equals mx plus b form, I can graph them. I'm going to begin by graphing my red line. I see that my y-intercept is 2 because I have a plus 2 at the end. That tells me I'm going to go to 2 on my y-axis and put a point. My slope is also 2, the number in front of the x, and this tells me I'm going to go up 2 and over 1 to get my next point. I can then do that again to get another point. At this point, you only need 3 points to draw your line, but I would strongly suggest doing more so it's clear where these lines are going to intersect. So I'm going to put on the graph as many points as I can. Okay. The next thing I will do is draw my line. This is where you should be using a straight edge every time. You need to use a straight edge. For this, I don't have the ability to use a straight edge, so I will not be able to, but I'm going to do my best to sketch it in. You should be using a straight edge though. I then label my line with the original equation, which was 4y minus 8x equals 8. For my blue line, my y-intercept is negative 8, so I'm going to put a point at 0, negative 8. My slope is negative 3. So that could tell me I could go down 3 and right 1, or up 3 and left 1. Since going down 3 and right 1 doesn't fit on the graph, I'm going to go up 3 and left 1. And then up 3 and left 1. I'm going to continue to get as many points as I can again. Then draw my line using a straight edge. And label my line with the original equation, which was 5y plus 40 equals negative 15x. At this point, I see my lines cross at this point, which is negative 2, comma, negative 2. So that tells me the solution to this system of equations is negative 2, comma, -2. So to recap, to solve a system graphically, the first thing we do is put our lines in y equals mx plus b form, or to isolate y. We then graph both of our lines and see the point at which they cross. That point will be the solution to our system of equations.